We are less than 2 weeks away from Colorado's primary election, and typically the primaries have low voter turnout, with just 30% of registered voters taking part in Colorado's 2022 election.
But these elections are arguably some of the most important, with voters selecting who will appear on the November ballot. So if you haven't filled out your ballot yet, one of the first races you'll see is for the U.S. Senate. Denver 7's Colette Bordelon breaking down who each of these candidates is and what they're promising voters.
Will a familiar face in Colorado politics be returning to the U.S. Capitol next year, or is there a shakeup headed for the Senate? That's up to Colorado voters to decide, with the primary election less than 2 weeks away. On the Democratic ballot, incumbent candidate John Hickenlooper is seeking his second term in the Senate, while State Senator Gonzales believes it's time for a change. We sat down with both of them to help you decide between the two Democrats.
My promise is that I will never stop fighting for the state of Colorado.
Let's start with Senator Hickenlooper. You may know him as a former Colorado governor, Denver mayor, and a fixture in the city's craft beer scene.
How would you describe what kind of Democrat you are?
I try not to think in those terms. I mean, probably I would be recognized as a moderate. I prefer to think of it as somebody who gets things done.
Can you explain why you haven't been attending debates or forums?
I think we've gotten out there. I think most people know what I stand for and what my ideas are, what my accomplishments have been, and my focus on how we've been able to fight Trump right from the beginning. We've been one of his fiercest opponents.
Do you see there being a need for new ideas entering the Senate, and do you think that you would be able to do that?
I think that you always need new ideas, but you also need the experience and the relationships to make sure that the new ideas are the right ideas and that they can get done.
But Gonzales, who spent the last 7 years working in the state capitol, says that's exactly why she's running.
Honestly, I'm sick of do-nothing Democrats. Colorado has never elected a woman to serve as governor or to serve in the U.S. Senate. We're one of 4 states that has that distinction, and I think that it is time for us to make history.
What kind of Democrat are you?
Look, I've made no bones about this. I am a progressive Democrat, but I also grew up on ranches and in small towns, and I know what it means to build broad coalitions that include everyone from the leftiest of the left to folks in my life and my family who have voted 2 times for Obama and 3 times for Trump.
If you were elected, what would be some of your initial goals or priorities in the Senate?
First things first, I would not vote for Chuck Schumer to continue on as the leader of our Democratic caucus. Second, I would work to enact Medicare for all, universal child and elder care, and work to build an economy that actually works for folks like us.
On the Republican side of the race is State Senator Baisley. He's running unopposed, but unaffiliated voters get to decide which party's primary they vote in. So all 3 of these candidates are options for the majority of Colorado's registered voters.
I'm an aerospace engineer by trade, but I work to preserve what the founders gave us.
What do you believe about your experience has prepared you for this race for the Senate?
The best training ground for Congress is the state legislature.
If you were to describe yourself and what kind of Republican you are, how would you describe that to voters?
I don't think it's a scale of right to left. It's more of a how well do we adhere to American founding principles.
If you were elected to the U.S. Senate, do you feel as though the Trump administration would play a role in how you make your decisions at that level?
I look forward to working with the Trump administration towards advancing liberties, advancing life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. I have a goal of trying to cut back the footprint of government in our lives, but where there's some really good, constructive ideas, I look forward to those conversations with the Trump administration.
We know Baisley will be the Republican on the November ballot, but the question is, who will be his Democratic counterpart? We'll find out at the end of the month. Colette Bordelon, Denver 7.
The primary election is on June 30th. And a quick reminder, if you're an unaffiliated voter who received both a Democratic and Republican ballot, you can only fill out one of them.